Okay, for the first item that we're going to shoot using the PS5 is a custom handcrafted tobacco pipe. An actual MyStudio customer is Grant Batson. He owns Batson Pipes, and he handcrafts custom tobacco pipes for customers like this one. And he's let us use a couple of his pipes for this video. We've got one in there. I believe he calls that one the Tormented Blowfish. But I'm going to just go ahead and take a quick photo with that. I've already adjusted my settings. Because this pipe has so much fine detail to it, I want to use a very high f-stop. So I am at f11 for all you photographers out there. We're at ISO 400 and I'm shooting at 1/4 of a second. Now with 1/4 of a second shutter speed, you definitely want to be on a tripod. So we've got the camera on a tripod right here, and I'm going to go ahead and take the first photo, make sure everything is good. And all right, as you can see, that turned out to be a nice picture of the pipe. Because it's a darker item, want it on the white background is just great. I'm going to show something with another one of our accessories, which is a reflective acrylic. It comes in our jewelry kit, but it's also available separately and is great for small items and creating a reflection underneath them. So we're going to do that next, and you'll see how that looks. Okay, so now we have got the same pipe in the PS5, and all I've done is I've put a piece of black reflective acrylic. Again, this normally comes with our jewelry kit because a lot of people that do jewelry photography like to use this to create reflections under their products, but for any small object, it's often a nice effect. So we've put the pipe right on there. You can see how it's creating a reflection underneath. It's very subtle, but it's a very effective technique. And I'm just going to go ahead and take a picture real quick. Same settings. I just had to maneuver the camera a little bit to make sure that I'm getting just the pipe and the acrylic in there. So you can see how that just creates a real professional looking photo. Okay, for the next product we're going to do in the PS5, we're taking something that is notoriously very difficult to photograph, especially on white, and that is glass. One being because it's very shiny, two because it's clear. It doesn't show up really well on white. There's not a lot of contrast. So I'm going to take a photo just as is with the PS5 and show you the glass jar, and then we're going to add the accent lights and give it some backlighting, some rim lighting. You get to be able to see kind of the different effects you can get with adding separate lights. So we're going to go ahead and take this first photo. I've actually switched out to a 50mm lens. The last lens I was using was a 100mm macro lens because I wanted to get real close-up detail. This is a 50mm lens. It's a little bit wider, so if you have a camera that maybe has a zoom lens on, obviously for the smaller products you're going to be zoomed in. On the larger products you're going to zoom out a little bit. But you still want the camera fairly far, 1 or 2 feet at least from the product, and a good 6 to 10 inches away from the back of the background, just to give you your best depth perception. So we're going to go ahead and take a photo of this jar. We are at f4, a 50th of a second, and ISO 400. One thing I wanted to mention, we want the room to be as dim as possible so the other lights don't interfere with the light in the MyStudio because it's a color corrected light. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the lights off and then take a shot. All right, lights are off. And all right, so there's just a basic picture with the glass on the white background. Now we're going to add the accent lights and see what kind of a difference that makes. All right, so all we've done here, we left the glass jar in the exact same position. I've added the AL1 accent lights just kind of to the side and behind, about a 45-degree angle to either side. These are the AL1 accent lights, and we're going to go ahead and take a photo. And then I'm going to move the accent lights a little bit, and you'll see a difference. Okay, so you can see the jar now has some highlights on either side. You know, it's whatever kind of look you're going for, so we just kind of play around with the lights until you get something you're looking for. So now I'm going to bring the lights a little bit more directly to the side of it. And also because I've added more light, I have increased the shutter speed to about 2/100th of a second so I don't overexpose the image. And see how that changes everything. So again, just some real subtle differences. The accent lights add just another measure of flexibility so you can be a little bit more creative and get some different looks with different types of items. So next we're going to do one more shot, but we're going to use a white item on a colored background and show you how that works. So as I mentioned, the PS5 has the ability, because it has a straight sweep background and not a curve, has the ability to have different color backgrounds placed inside it. And we have a 5-color pack and a 10-color pack of colored backgrounds, so that if you need to shoot something that's, say, white, or you just want another color background in your photo, you can use that. Now this is actually paper from Superior Specialties. They actually make photo background paper. We've had them cut it to fit the PS5. So I've selected gray for my next photo. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how this lays in real quick. It's the same width as the white background, and we just lay it in here. And it's not supposed to go all the way up to the top, but we just go ahead and clip it in here. All right, and the clips. All right, now we're going to come around and do the same thing to the other side. And we just roll that out to the front. And voila, we've changed the background. All right, so now we've put in here with the gray background some white candles. They're slightly off-white, but they still would not show up very well on the white background. So we've put in the gray insert, and we're going to take a photo with that. Turn the lights off again, and there you go. So completely different look. Very simple to change out the backgrounds. There's other neutral colors. There's black. There's a lighter gray. There's green, blue, red, whatever you need. And once again, we've added the accent lights just to give you a demonstration of how adding the accent lights can just kind of change the look and feel of the photo. So we've again positioned them to the side and slightly behind the candles. Go ahead and take a shot. And you can see how there's that rim lighting, gives it that edge, just a completely different feel, and adds that flexibility. Okay, so now you have a pretty good idea of what can be done with the PS5. Obviously, the possibilities are endless. I just wanted to, before we go, show you one last accessory you can get, and that is an extra light bar for the PS5. It's the exact same light bar that's right here, and basically all it does is add an extra light, and you can place it under here like so, just to give you some more light if that's something you want. That pretty much wraps up our demonstration with the PS5. We're going to go on to the MS-20 next and show you what we can do with that.